honestly didn't want to write anything like this. Like, I really, really did not. Seeing as how my disdain for this anime has already been covered by numerous other people already, and I felt like I'd be beating a dead horse if I shared my thoughts as well, but others around me just will not shut up about it. I have nerds coming to me at school asking if I like SAO, and when I tell them it's trash, they call me trash. Okay, so I know they're joking, but still. I'll ask them why they like it, and they'll say things like, well, it's cool and stuff, and Kirito is awesome, and it's a video game, so it's gotta be amazing, right? No, guys, just no. Listen, you've been on our channel long enough, and you know me at all, then you know that I would never try to force anyone to like what I like or hate what I hate, as I will always respect your opinions regardless of how I feel about them on the inside. But I do not like Sword Art Online. No, I am not hopping on the it's cool to hate SAO bandwagon meme that won't go away. I legit do not like it. Even without my favorite anime reviewers telling their watchers it's shite time and time again, I watch the show myself, therefore I can judge it for myself. And to all those people out there watching this, if you're one of the folks who I talk to about SAO, then you're finally gonna get your explanation as for why I do not like this anime. Now, let's go on to the reasons, shall we? Ugh. Reason 1. The pacing. Pacing? What pacing? Riki Kawahara doesn't know what pacing is. Seriously, guys, the plot was all over the place, and the time skips were ridiculous. Kirito is at level 1 in episode 1, and then, episode 2 or 3, he's like level 70? And how the heck could you expect your viewers with brains to just let the 2 years passed and about 2,000 people already died? But the only person who really changed throughout this time was Kirito. Plus, he hardly even changed, and it didn't take the characters very long to get to floor 45 in that short amount of screen time, now did it? Not saying we have to watch each and every single thing the characters do as they're trapped here, but a 2-year time skip in less than 2 episodes? Who does that? We could have watched some important things happening in a short amount of time instead of just randomly jumping all over the place and expecting the viewers to just automatically put all the pieces together in their heads. This was only in the first couple episodes where the pacing was just too darn fast, because in the fairy dance arc the pacing is slow as heck, even though Kirito should be hurrying to save his waifu Asuna, not playing around like she's just some trophy that can wait as long as he needs her to. Oh, wait, that actually sounds pretty accurate. Speaking of his waifu though, the relationship between Kirito and Asuna was also poorly paced, and I wish it wasn't there because it didn't need to be. It was just rushed like everything else, but I'll get back to their bad romance later on. Reason 2, the characters. I can't stand Kirito. Like, I really freaking can't. I'll just list off a few reasons why I don't like him right here for you all. 1, he's overpowered as all heck, and the only excuse we get for this is that he was a beta tester. Alright, but why only him? He wasn't the only beta tester for the entire game, yet he's the only one who gets to be this strong. And I don't know about the rest of you, but I don't like overpowered characters in shows that are meant to be taken seriously. Take Saitama from One Punch Man, for example. He's very overpowered when it comes to fighting, and he can literally just kill anything by punching it once. But Saitama was still likable, and he wasn't supposed to be taken seriously. And heck, aside from fighting, he can't do much else, so I found that funny. With Kirito, we're supposed to relate to him and see him struggle, but he's not relatable, and he does not struggle. His wins are handed to him, he gets a special skill in the game that literally no one else is allowed to have. Goes from level 1 to level freaking 70 in the span of about 2 episodes by himself in a game where people are supposed to work together. He one-shots bosses, about 6 people tried to kill him and his health would not go down, not even slightly. Even when he joins a new game that he's never played before, he automatically knows how to play it and beat damn near everyone in it without hardly lifting a finger. Talking about ALO and GGO. we're supposed to take him seriously and relate to him? Who the hell can take anyone like this seriously, and who in the real world can actually say they're similar to him? I mean, unless you're an angsty teenage boy who wears all black, I don't think so. 2, he's an edgelord Gary Stew. More reasons to find him less relatable and more just wish fulfillment bullcrap pulled out of the writer's rectum. Kirito acts like a loner who has black hair and black clothes, but has no problem joining guilds, acting all friendly, and getting innocent people killed, or picking up girls like gosh darn Easter eggs. He gets with the girl Asuna, who every lonely fat gamer's dream woman, and without even trying to get her too. He's also apparently real threatening and edgy when he crushes a water bottle with his hand as well, according to his cousin sister Suguha. Just, since everything he does is perfect, including crushing water bottles. Kawahara throws his own rules out the window when Kirito faces off against Heathcliff, because, if you die in the game, you die in real life or herp a dirt, but nope, if it's Kirito or his waifu Asuna, they can never die. Even when their health bars reach 0 and their bodies disappear, it's alright because Deus Ex Machina has come to the rescue. There's also the fact that nobody can beat this sack of edginess, and if anyone does actually beat him or comes close to doing so, then they're either a homicidal maniac rapist who's obviously evil for standing up to our Lord and Savior Jesus-kun, or B, they're Yuki Kano, who wasn't a bad person at all, but she stood up against Jesus-kun, and you must never, ever do that. It's like the writers literally killed her off because she was the only one to ever beat him in anything. I can picture them writers now in their offices like,
Hey, George, we, made a character stronger than What did you say? I said we made this Yuki Kano chick stronger than Kirito. Should we not have to burn it? Burn it with fire! No one is allowed to be stronger than Jesus-kun. No one!
Yeah, that sounds pretty accurate to me as well. And lastly, for this part, why does every female within his line of sight want him so badly? There is literally nothing special about him. He helps them out literally one time, and they instantly fall head over heels for him. The only girl who I think legit should have a crush on him is Sinon, and had Kirito not formed a harem while having a girlfriend like an a-hole, then I might have actually been cool with Sinon liking him. But instead, we get another female character who could have been great on her own, and yes, she's just reduced to nothing but another number on his list of side hoes. And all of them are reliant on him all the time. Like, do these girls even know what independence is? Like, seriously, how sexist can you be, Kawahara? That's probably another reason they killed off Yuki.
Yuki doesn't have an unexplained underdeveloped crush on Kirito. And she prefers to be her own woman and stand up for herself. What should we do about that? Kill her. Kill her now. No one must interfere with the gods' plans.
3. I think he's bipolar, or maybe it's just that he's not a well-written protagonist, but let's stick with bipolar for now. 1 minute, Kirito is bland and boring and generic as a bag of rocks, and not the pretty kind. You could honestly replace him with a cardboard box, and I wouldn't tell the difference. The next minute, he's acting all cool and aloof, but giddy ass and being an edgy loner who doesn't like to be around others in the process, and in the next moment, he's being nice and friendly and willing to help anyone with their problems. He's all happy and sunshine, and he's suddenly not a loner anymore. Seriously, whenever he picks up a new side hoe, he completely contradicts himself about wanting to be alone and not making friends easily. Are you kidding me? He makes friends easier than freaking Pinkie Pie, yet he acts like life is oh so hard and oh poor him, he doesn't have any friends, I call bullcrap. That's why I think he's bipolar. It's like he can't pick a gosh darn personality for himself and stick with it. I'm not saying that he can't change it up once in a while with how he acts, but he just does everything so suddenly. It's difficult to believe he was acting one way before, edgy or boring, when he acts totally different from that not even 5 seconds afterwards, friendly and not a total loser at all. Seriously, another reason I don't know why all these girls like him. He stands out from no one when he's not being Jesus. These girls must be very religious. Ugh. 4. The side characters are far more interesting than him, and by side characters, I mean Klein and Agiel. The girls are terribly written, but I'll get to them in a second. Would have liked it more had poor, neglected Klein had been the main character, but he's damn near a part of Kirito's harem too. He's just a guy instead of a lady. Agiel is best girl and the only black dude. Other reasons these two are better than our main male lead are the reasons I already listed above. Well, that's enough about Kirito, right? Let's move on to Asuna. I don't like Asuna either. And that's really sad, because I know she had potential to be great. She showed she was capable of doing things on her own, and didn't need anyone to help her, and she was actually a really great sword fighter in game. Of course, they never actually explained how Asuna got good at playing the game. At least they somewhat tried to explain it with Kirito. But it's like Kirito ruins people's lives when they meet him, because once she got acquainted with him, she started being like the other females in the series, meaning she started to do nothing. She'd go into the background and let her man do all the work. Why? Why would they do that? You were doing great, guys. What the hell happened? And oh boy, don't even get me started on the fairy dance arc where she was literally trapped in a cage waiting to be saved. Okay, I'll give her some credit. She did actually try to escape the cage on her own, and for a while there she was being smart and careful. I honestly thought she'd get out and meet Kirito halfway, and then she turned into an idiot. Like, why? Who takes that long to press a freaking button? Did she want to be molested by tentacles? Because seriously, no one takes that long to press a button. Especially if that button is your escape route. So she was reduced to a damsel in distress, and I didn't care about her existence because she did not redeem herself till the end of Season 2 in the Mother's Rosario arc. Otherwise, she's only there to be Kirito's wife. Nothing more, nothing less. Other characters consist of Yui, who is Kirito and Asuna's Deus Ex accident. Oops, forgot a condom, Asuna. Silica, Kirito's lollyho. Elizabeth, Kirito's girl, if things don't work out with Asuna. Suguha Lifa, Kirito's cousin sister, who is a complete dumbass, and she's part of his harem of hoes, so, incest. Sinon, a character who also could have been great had she not met Kirito. I seriously think he's ruining people's lives instead of making them better. Did she really have to be another hoe? There really was no reason for it. And then there's, not as good as my main man Kirito, who was Klein, and Agiel, who was still best girl. They're not well written, not at all. The female characters literally only exist for Kirito. That is it. And the other male characters hardly get any screen time whatsoever, so they hardly matter either. Anyone else is a villain. Not good villains, by the way. Kayaba Akihiko could have been a great villain, had he not literally forgotten what his goal even was. Sugo was a rapist butterfly, and Deathgun was just... I don't even know. Someone we were supposed to care about, maybe? I'm not gonna lie, though. Deathgun's character design was lit! Everything else was retarded, though. Especially his name. Deathgun? Seriously? Other, quote-unquote important characters, Yuki, but like I said before, they killed her off, and no one's allowed on top while Kirito's still around. Moving on. Reason 3, the romance. I don't really want to repeat myself, but if you really want to know why I think the romance was written terribly, you can read my top worst anime couples and pairings. If you don't want to read it, then I guess you'll only get the short version. Sorta short. Riki Kawahara cannot, and I mean cannot, write a romance to save his life. I mean, maybe he wrote a good romance before SAO? I don't know. Is Excel World a romance? I have no idea. But SAO has a garbage love story. Again, the annoying time skips is a reason why. Since there were so many time skips, we hardly got to see Kirito and Asuna's love evolve and get stronger. I barely remember them even interacting with each other enough to fall in love. Heck, another reason I think Sinon is a better choice than Asuna is because Kirito actually spent time with her and kinda got to know her. He didn't really do that with Asuna, and if he did, it was off screen most of the time, so we couldn't actually see it. Kirito asking Asuna to marry him was probably the most random thing to happen in this show, and a lot of random things happened. It was not needed. They didn't even know each other's real ages or names. And if they were so madly in love, then his hoe should have got the message and backed off of him because he was clearly already taken. And even if the other females were stupid enough to not realize he's already in a relationship, Kirito and Asuna should have said something. Unless Asuna liked seeing them suffer trying to get her man because she knows they'll never have him. Seriously. Why does he have a freaking harem in the first place? He already chose Asuna. The other girls loving him is it's unnecessary. Ugh. Reason 4, the story. The story actually started out great, as most will tell you. The first 3 episodes were really freaking awesome. But once Kirito started pulling winds out of thin air, I wanted to give up and curl into a ball. In SAO, the first arc, it is literally life or death. Their lives were on the line. If they didn't beat the game, they'd be stuck in there forever or die. Yet, you know what? Most of them were lollygagging and stopped caring about wanting to beat the game and getting back to their normal lives. Stopped caring about their families and friends missing them, stopped caring about school and jobs, stopped caring about pets or chores or anything. They just stopped caring. The funny thing about this is that after the Aincrad arc, when their lives could literally be taken from them, that's when they started acting seriously. That's when they started taking things seriously. You can see Kirito's determination in the Alfheim arc. He actually wants to win and beat it this time, but his life is not on the line like it was before. He's honestly just playing a normal video game now. Why is it that the characters started taking things seriously when the worst thing that could have happened to them is restarting at their last checkpoint? But when they could actually die, it wasn't nearly as serious. There's zero logic in that, but oh well, you know, it's not like Kirito and Asuna's lives were in any danger regardless. Kirito, honest to God, broke the game when he should have died. Script immunity, character shield, and plot armor are really in this guy's favor. What happened to dying in the game equals dying in real life? Is Kirito actually Jesus? Heathcliff murdered him and Asuna, yet they both survived because main characters can't die, silly. What kind of crack are you smoking? Kirito even got saved by the plot when he went to Sinon's apartment to save her and he got stabbed in the chest, but It didn't pierce his heart because he had a leftover heart electrode stuck to his chest. How the hell did he even know where Sinon's apartment was? Ignoring that illogical nonsense that keeps getting thrown into his freaking hands, what about the fact that when they finally escaped the game, Kirito had long hair and was skin and bones, as to be expected since he was unconscious for so long, but when Asuna woke up, she looked perfectly healthy, like, was she not just in a coma for 2 years? She looked like goddamn Sleeping Beauty when she woke up. Had the moonlight shining on her face and everything to make the scene more magical and romantic. Gotta preserve that gorgeousness, right, Asuna? Ooh, Kirito kissed her. You know, her breath was kicking. Maybe not, considering everything else that went on. Lastly, I think it was a bit dumb how easily people that were trapped in the game put headsets right back on, like they weren't just stuck inside a video game trying to stay alive or anything. Oh, let me just put on this Oculus Rift 3 seconds after my PlayStation VR almost fried my brain. I'm sure the government actually checked to make sure they're safe this time. These kids must not care about their lives at all. Gaming is everything. Absolutely everything. Of the government, Kirito is so darn wonderful that the government in Season 2 actually asked him for help to solve a case. Isn't he like 14? Why is the government asking a child who's only supposed to be good at playing video games, by the way, to stop a murderer? Are these people really that incompetent and desperate? Reason 5. The fanboys. They just think SAO is the best show ever created, Kirisuna is the most beautiful couple ever formed, and that it's God sent. All I gotta do is say I do not agree, and I respect your opinions, but don't be an asshole though, please. I know a lot of you are. So there you have it, folks. The 5 reasons I do not like Sword Art Online. It's like the Twilight Saga, but for teenage boys instead of teenage girls. Please keep the "but the light novels better" to yourselves, please. I don't want to hear it because I'm not going to read them. I really did not want to make this, but those nerdy nerds insisted that I tell them why I do not like SAO. If you like it, cool beans. I do not, though. Please don't try to change my opinions of this show, because you'll only be wasting your time. Again, I am not hopping on a bandwagon. Please do not accuse me of being a bandwagon hopper. This is how I feel. I will, however, give you all 7 things I did actually enjoy about this series. And those 7 things are: 1. The animation. 2. The fight scenes. 3. The music. 4. Yuki Kano, she is best guy. 5. Agil, he is best girl. 6. Death Gun's design, not him as a character, just his design. And Sino for number 7. Before she met Kirito, she was actually kinda cool. Well, that's it for the things I liked about it. This is Britt signing off. Peace out, guys.